Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to go through all of my books and just do like a big unhaul. These are going to be books either I bought kind of on a whim and I just don't have any plans to read them, or I've read them and didn't really care for them, or they're ones that I've read and I liked but I just know that I'm not going to go back and ever read them again. So let's just get right on into it. I guess let's go through this stack and I'll kind of explain why I'm getting rid of it. So we'll start off with Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I just recently read this one and I did really like it. I think I gave it like 4.5 or 4.75 stars, but I read it. I ended up getting it from my local library and I don't know, I might end up keeping this one. This one's kind of on the fence because I don't know if I'm going to buy the rest of them on my Kindle and read them because they're not available through my local library. Only the first one was. So I might end up keeping this and just buying the other two and keeping them as a set. I'm not really sure. This one's like on an I don't know pile. That's about the only one that's an I don't know though. Next up, we have The Book Eaters by Sunyi Dean, which this one is a Illumicrate edition. So it's got like the nice sprayed edges, and I tried reading this book I think 2 or 3 times and I just really couldn't get into it, and I really just have no intention of ever picking this up. So it's, again, this is just, I don't know. Some of these I plan on listing on my Pango books, but a majority of these, like if I wrote in them or anything, I'm just gonna put them in a little free library. Then we have The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Again, this is a book that I really enjoyed, but I read it. I don't remember if this was on Kindle Unlimited or if I got it through my local library. I don't remember. Either way, I read this on my Kindle again and I did really enjoy this book. I think this was like a 4.5 or a 4.75 star. But again, I don't have any intentions of going back and ever reading this, and if I do, I can just get it back on my Kindle again. So then we have Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book in the, is it Letters of Enchantment series? Duology? The first one's Divine Rivals. Loved Divine Rivals. That was a 5-star for me. This one I think ended up being like a 4-star. I liked it but didn't love it, and I never bought the first copy of Divine Rivals. And it's on Kindle Unlimited, so, and I don't have any intention of going back and reading it, so I'm really not that worried about it. So yeah, another one. Then we have Violet Made of Thorns by Gina Chen. This was an Owl Crate edition, and I did really like this book, but I don't have any intentions of going back and rereading it, and I have been waiting for the next one to come out for like 2 years now. And I remember I checked, I don't know how long ago it was. I checked not that long ago. I feel like it was just a couple months ago, and there still isn't even like a hint at another one when it's coming out. But if you get to the end of this one, it says, I promise update coming soon. But I haven't seen a single update on it, so I'm kind of just like, I really forgot most of what even happened in this, and I really don't have any intention of going back and reading it. So for that reason, I just don't plan on keeping this. It is a really pretty edition. Like, it's got nice silver foil on the front of it, and the story was good. I think I gave this like a 4-star. It's a YA. I don't remember which fairy tale retelling it is, but it's YA. No spice. It was really enjoyable. So And then we have, hey, that's where my bookmark went. Then we have The Rebel King by Kennedy Ryan. This book I got from Barnes & Noble one day. I had my husband, who doesn't read, pick books for me. And it was the first time I had ever had him do that for me. So I didn't think to check to make sure it wasn't part of a series. And this was, and it was the second book in the series. And I started reading this. I got like 50 pages in, and I was like, I'm so lost on what's going on here. And then I decided to look it up and realized, and then I tried listening to the first one and I just couldn't get into it. So for that reason, I just, no plans to get into that series. Then we have Of Shadow and Moonlight by Luna Laurier. I do plan on reading this book. I pre-ordered this, so I got like the free bookmark and everything that came with this. But this is on Kindle Unlimited, and one of the Stuff Your Kindle days, this was on there, so I also did that. So for that reason, I don't know. I just don't really like the feeling of the physical book. There's nothing really wrong with it, and it does have like art in it, so it is nice. I don't know. I'm kind of just in a mood to get rid of a bunch of books for some reason, but yeah. Then we have The American Roommate Experiment by Elena Armas. I've tried picking this up 2 or 3 times and I just can't get into it, so. Then we have Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. I picked this up on an extreme whim at why am I having a brain fart? Goodwill. For like $2. But honestly, after like actually looking into it, I really have no plans on reading that, so. Then we have Small Town Big Magic by Hazel Beck. This is like a witchy romance, I think. I don't know. Again, impulse buy at Barnes & Noble, and that was like 2 years ago, and I still haven't gotten to it, so I just have no intentions of getting to it. Then we have the entire From Blood and Ash series, which I've talked about this multiple times, but I've made it all the way to The War of Two Queens through Audible, and I'm pretty sure I made it like 75 or 80%, maybe even farther into this, and I just can't bring myself to do it anymore. I might eventually finish listening to just the audio, but I will never pick up these honkers again. So for that reason, they're out of here. I don't even want to look at them anymore. Then we have King of Battle and Blood, along with Queen of Myth and Monsters by Scarlett St. Clair. I read the first one. That one's on Kindle Unlimited, and I did really enjoy the first one. This second one, I don't know if it is now, but the last time I checked it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, but the second one, in my opinion, is just not good. It's nowhere near this one. Like, this one had such a perfect balance between plot and spice that the spice didn't really bother me. This one feels like it has put the plot on the back burner and is just focusing way too much on the spice. Like, I think I read to like page 130. I'm pretty sure I got to chapter 10. And I just finally gave up on it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe one day I'll pick this back up, but I don't even know if I will. Maybe it gets better in the last 50%. But I was just so disappointed with how much spice was in that and how it felt like the plot had just been put on the back burner. So for that reason, that one's also gone. Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked, Kingdom of the Cursed, and Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. I read this. I think I gave the first one like 3.5 stars, the second one 4 stars, and maybe the last one the 4 stars. I don't really remember. I pretty much lost interest by the end. It's not a bad series per se. It just wasn't my favorite. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It's just indifferent to me, and I have no intentions of ever going back and reading it. Then we have Autumn's Tythe by Hannah Parker. This one is very reminiscent of ACOTAR. I think there's more, and I don't know if they're on Kindle Unlimited, but if they are, I plan on just picking them up on my Kindle anyway. But yeah, this one was a decent book. I just don't plan on ever going back and reading it. Then we have an Enchant of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. Again, I just recently read this and I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 4 stars. But again, it's just not one that I plan on going back and reading, so. Then we have Butcher and Blackbird and Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. And I did enjoy both of these. But yeah, I don't have any intentions of going back and reading either of these. Then we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I have nothing to say other than I really didn't like this. It took me way too long to even get through this book in the first place, and I just didn't have a fun time, so. Again, I just don't even want to look at it anymore. Then we have A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This one I was indifferent on. I didn't mind it, but I didn't overly like it. But I just have no intentions of going back and reading it, so for that point. And last but not least, somebody tell me, look at those, look at that. Somebody, please tell me what my 16-year-old brain was thinking. Why did I get this? I bought this in a moment where, for some reason, I really thought I was going to sit down and just read all these hefty classics. I've tried reading Anna Karenina 4 times now. And each time, I make it to like 256 pages. And then I move on. Explain to me why I thought this was a good idea. So for that reason right there of I was 16 and I'm 28 now, this has been sitting on my shelf for like 12 years now. I know for a fact I'm never gonna read this. So again, out of here. I'm doing this for the sole purpose of it makes me feel like it's okay for me to go binge buy a bunch of more books. I'm going to stick to a book buying ban though, because I am still trying to really heavily get through all of these physical books that I have, because I still have a ton that I need to read, and I'm really trying to get through them. That's all I have for you for this video though. If you made it this far, make sure to leave a thumbs up. That helps tremendously on my videos. And also, leave a little Christmas tree emoji now that we're getting closer to the holidays. And also make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all my future videos, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!